Hello, this is Mike, and I'm showing you what I got here. I recently got this dash pad off of eBay, and what I'm going to do is, it has black stitching on it, and as you know, most of my car has been converted to red stitching, and this is a test piece. So I bought this piece so I didn't have to destroy the one on my car. It obviously was from a car with a wreck, and it's got it's got a little bit of damage on it, but that's about it. It's in pretty good shape overall. So what I'm doing is using my heat gun here and trying to get the pleather off of here so I can replace the stitching. And then hopefully glue this back on and see what happens. So fingers crossed that this is going to work. I'm not 100% sure it is, but that's why we bought a test piece and didn't destroy the original one in the car. So here we go. Here's hoping that this works. Let's continue on pulling the pleather off of here. It actually separated from the foam, which is going to make it easier for me to stitch. Hopefully. So we'll see. Hopefully this is clear to see here. I started on this end here by pulling it off of the... okay, let's try to get... Okay, there we go. By heating it up and pulling it off. But as I went along, the top layer of pleather separated from the foam, and that became much easier to pull off. It's really easy to just separate, and so I did that to expose the stitching, and now I'm just pulling each stitch out, and I'm going to go back and hand stitch all these holes. So, and then I've got something that I'm going to glue this back on with, and hopefully it looks right. You know, if not, like I said, this is a test piece, and we're just trying to learn as we go. But as we go in here, it doesn't seem to be coming off too bad. It's actually doing really good. The pleather separated from the foam really nicely, and hopefully I'll be able to glue that right back on. But I'm almost done pulling the stitching out. I've got just that little bit to go, and then I'm going to replace it with red stitching, and then hopefully glue this back on and see what happens. Kind of excited this is going as fast as it's going. Okay, I wanted to show you a little bit of my progress so far. Here's how the stitching is coming out. Looking pretty good. I'm about almost halfway there. And then, yeah, so it's not looking too bad. I will have to heat this up a little bit in spots because it got kind of warped over here. So before I glue it back on, I'll have to heat some of that back up to stretch it back out. But yeah, coming along looking nicely. I really like the way the stitching is popping on that. And yeah, we'll just keep going and try to get this all the way to the end and see what happens. Hopefully we can get this glued back on. Okay, here I am applying some contact cement to the dash pad here in hopes of being able to glue the pleather piece back to the foam. So I'm just taking a chip brush and getting a little bit of the contact cement on there and just brushing it on. This takes about 15 to 20 minutes or so to kind of dry, and it'll be ready to put together. So we're just kind of brushing this on here and hoping this works out. We'll see. I may have to go over this with a heat gun a little bit because some of the pleather is kind of wrinkled. But I think I've got high hopes. Then again, I'm a fool. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Okay, here it is done. It's not completely perfect. There's a little bit of ripples you can see here. And it gets kind of bad over here with the turn and the top. And this is mostly bad because I pulled the foam off from the plastic. What I probably should have done is, like I did over here, is pull the pleather off of the foam. So this side over here is kind of ugly looking. I may have to try this again with another one to see if I can get it right. But so far, I mean, it looks probably okay. It's probably okay to go in my car. It didn't have to be perfect. For me, anyway. I'm keeping my old one, and I'm not going to mess with it, but I'll probably end up trying to find another one out of a junkyard to do the same thing to. But, yeah, we'll see. Let's get this in the car and see how it looks. Okay, here it is in. Like I said, it's not pretty. Oh, and if you're wondering, there's a couple good videos on YouTube. This piece just pops off, this piece just pops out, and then there's one screw holding this piece in. So it's really easy, and then it pops over on this side too. So pretty easy to get out. Now, one trick is you have to make sure this goes under this piece here, or else it's going to catch and it's going to fight you. But it's ugly up here, and it's not exactly perfect. But this is my first try at it. I will try to get another one and to do it again when I can afford it. But for right now, this one out of the junkyard worked just fine. So yeah, so we got that red stitching now, and now all the black stitching is out of the car. That was the last piece with black stitching, and it is gone. It is now red stitch, and it matches the red stitching on the doors, on the armrests, on the center console, on the seats, and now my steering wheel cover, gear shift knob, shifter boot, and the shifter surround. So yeah, I'm digging it. I really loving the red, so... yeah, I wish this was a little bit prettier, but it was my first try on this one. So, but what do you think, huh? Yeah, I know it looks like crap, but I'm liking the red, so.